Welcome back to another episode of the Gritty Hour. I'm Shawnee Boy. I'm here with my co-host, my cohort, my partner in crime, T. How we doing, brother?
I'm doing good, Shawnee boy. How are you?
I'm doing well, man.
Yeah.
Say that again.
Post Thanksgiving.
Yeah, this 5 pounds heavier, but yeah, I'm doing good.
Yeah, we're in the end run for the year.
We had the pleasure of spending some in-person time with each other on Thanksgiving at my lovely brother and sister-in-law's house.
Yes, I had a very nice time. They certainly are very gracious hosts.
Yes.
We crossed everything off the list. We had a political conversation. We had a sports conversation. What the hell else did we talk about? Oh, religion. Yeah. We even talked about religion. So we we crossed all the T's, dotted all the I's. Yeah, but it was fun. It's good to be with family.
Yeah, it was. It was. What was I gonna say? Just spending time. I think you said it in a prior podcast. Just like spending time, because like we didn't watch football. I mean, I had it on my phone in the corner, but I wasn't like watching football. Like we spent like the day like bullshitting and talking about stuff and laughing and obviously eating. And it was that's just something just nice about that, especially since last year was a missed out year.
Yeah. It was nice. And I think we're getting to do it all over again on Christmas. I think they've invited us all over there for Christmas.
Oh, did you got invited back?
Yeah.
I didn't get an invite.
That's right. He did say, "Don't tell Shawnee boy."
Yeah, but I didn't get an invite yet. So
I don't know.
No, I'm just kidding. I mean, no, that's even if they didn't invite me, I'm rolling up.
Well, Tammy's pop was there. He's a nice fellow.
Yep. And yes, Dennis is a good dude.
I think at Christmas, Tammy's mom will be there, and her husband.
Charlie, you know Charlie, right? Yeah, you know them.
Well, I've seen them in Christmas pasts. Yes, so I'm looking forward to it. It'll be good. But it's the time of the year where I get very scared at how fast time goes. In a few hours as we record this, it'll be December. It's very scary.
Yes, this year flew. I mean, excuse my language because I'm trying not to curse on this podcast, but it fucking flew.
Yes, we had a nice guest last week, the children's author, and you went through almost the whole podcast without. It was like a G-rated podcast until the F-bomb at the end. But it's the hour. You can do whatever the hell you want.
Exactly. I mean, you're gonna bring up Tom Brady on my podcast? Come on this podcast.
I'm not gonna curse.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here.
He's a very nice fellow, though. The guest we had last week, Daniel Jude Miller.
Yeah, very nice guy.
A very nice fellow. Yeah.
Yeah.
But one of the things, in addition to religion, politics, sports that we discussed during Thanksgiving was New York City pizza.
We did.
And we talked a lot about pizza. And I said, well, we got to discuss this during the pod. We got to hammer this out. Because there's, I think you and I were in agreement about Ray's Pizza, which is what all the tourists go to. I think I might have mentioned there probably was at one time a guy named Ray, and he probably had a pizzeria. But now it's like the Blarney Stone. There's 15,000 Ray's pizzas in Manhattan. And it ain't nothing like Ray used to make them.
Yeah, and it's a slice like I consider pizza like cake. The worst slice is still eatable. Like it's edible, right? You can eat it. You may not enjoy it completely, but but it like Ray's, it's an average slice, man. There's nothing to write home about it, at least in my opinion.
Yeah, well, the tourists, that's the thing, and there's people from like Portland, Oregon that can say they had New York pizza, but they didn't if they had Ray's Pizza.
Yeah,
you get me? You feel me?
I'm with you. Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, we can just start off talking about like how do you eat your slice before we even get into like who's got the best slice? You fold it? You fold it? You fold your slice up?
I think you get
Or do you,
evicted from the city of New York if you don't fold it.
I agree, but I know there's people who don't fold their slice. I
Yeah,
think I don't know what's wrong with you,
I
but
like I like a slice that's not too thick, but not too thin, has a soft crust. You know, I don't like ones that are too greasy. I don't like ones where the cheese is falling off. You know, if you
yeah.
hold up the slice, if you fold it and hold it up, and then the front end starts bending down,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah. You're like, all right, all
yeah.
right.
But if it
It's
holds its own, if it holds its own against gravity, it's a well kneaded dough. You know.
that's a good point because that's almost like that's a waterlogged piece of slice.
Yeah,
It's
but
like it's just
there's a lot of variations. I don't know how you like a Sicilian pizza. You know.
Sicilian pizza. I mean, well, obviously you're not folding that up. It's a different type of bite and hold, but Sicilian pizza. There's you better have a decent amount of sauce on that slice. That's the same slice. If it's dry, that's disappointing. I don't want to have anything to do with it when it's dry.
No, because the dough is thick, and if it's
Yeah,
dry,
it's too much. It's like eating bread with cheese on it. You're like, all right.
yeah. No, I hear you. But one of the things we discussed was you really, if you want a good slice of pizza, you got to go into the boroughs.
Yeah,
Specifically, from my personal point of view, Brooklyn and the Bronx. You know,
that's the argument. I mean, Queens doesn't really get talked up into that stratosphere of the Brooklyn or Bronx, even though Queens does have some pretty good slices. But I agree. I think I'm not an expert on Brooklyn, but I've had some Bronx slices that are delicious.
yeah, yeah. Um, and the other thing I think I mentioned to you, you really, if you live in one of the boroughs, you're going local for your pizza. You're not. If you're in Queens, you're not going to go to Brooklyn for a slice. If you're in the Bronx, you're not going to go to Queens for a slice. You're going to go in your neighborhood. So
Yeah,
you could be in a neighborhood don't have a good pizzeria. I'm sorry about that. That should affect the amount of rent you're paying. In my personal.
that would be amazing. Be like, yeah, you need to take $200 off my rent. My pizza around here sucks.
Sucks.
Yeah,
Hold on one
but
second.
that's
Hold on. I'm
yeah.
sorry. Hold on one second. Yeah, I'm sorry, Sean. So what I was saying was, if you live in Pelham Bay in the Bronx, where my last known location in the Bronx, this is what I'm going to tell you about tonight, the pizzerias in the Bronx. And you're going to probably tell me the pizzerias in Astoria, maybe. Am I going out on a limb there?
Oh, and then some of the pizzerias in Westchester, like you said, like you are whether you love it or hate it, you're stuck with the pizzeria that's within walking distance or a 5-minute driving distance. That's just the reality.
Well, I'm going to mention a few, but I have a friend of mine on the phone. My friend Freddie.
Phone a friend. Phone a friend.
Yes, I don't know if he can hear you, but I'm going to ask because he has a place in Brooklyn, which is fairly well known. Anyway, I'm going to put him on the phone for just a second, Shawnee. Okay.
Yeah, let it rip.
All right, Fred.
Yes.
How you doing?
Thomas?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
I'm talking to Shawnee Boy. I know you can't hear him, but we were talking about.
Hi, Shawnee boy.
Can you hear him? Can you hear him? He can hear you. Okay.
Great.
So we were talking about pizzerias, and we just started talking about it. We just mentioning the pizzeria you like the most is the one that's in your neighborhood. Let's face it, right?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, you get used to a place, you find, you scope out places, and then when you find a place that you like, you sort of stick with it.
Yes, and I know for a fact that Sean, I should tell you, I grew up with Freddie in the same neighborhood in the Bronx, but he goes to a place in Brooklyn,
right?
That's fairly well known, and it's a number one pizzeria over there, or is it an Italian restaurant?
Well, it's actually everything. I mean, he started out with a pizzeria, expanded to like a basic restaurant, your pizzeria restaurant, and then he expanded next door, so it's also a sports bar, and the restaurant expanded, so now it's basically a full service restaurant.
And what's the name of the place?
Well, the original place is Carmine's Pizza.
Okay,
That was the original pizzeria. Then next door, the sports bar he opened is called Carmine and Sons.
okay, where's that, in Bensonhurst?
No, Williamsburg,
Oh, Williamsburg, okay.
on Graham Avenue, Williamsburg.
Do you know it, Sean?
I think I'm familiar with it. I don't know if I've eaten there before, but I think I'm familiar with it.
Okay, it's called Carmine's. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, in the neighborhood, all you say is Carmine's, and they know, everybody knows what it is.
okay. Yeah, because we're gonna talk about, Sean and I are gonna discuss our favorite pizza. I'm getting hungry already, Freddie.
Yeah, really, I didn't have dinner yet.
No, I haven't eaten yet either, and it's,
Sounds good.
as we're recording this, it's 6:25 on a Tuesday. I'm ready to rock. But anyway, I appreciate that. So that's Carmen, and he has like, didn't you tell me he gets a lot of sports figures in there?
Well, he's super Yankee fan, and over the years he's become friendly with a lot of the old timers, plus the current active players. So he's pretty good friends. Old timers like Mickey Rivers, and more current ones actually is a Met. He's really good friends with John Franco.
Oh, yeah? Oh,
Yeah, also he has an organization. He runs an organization called the Italian American Baseball Foundation, and him and John Franco are two of like the big guys in it. So that's how they became friends. But no, it's his sports bar is like stocked with memorabilia on the walls of autographs, everything, bats, balls, shirts, mostly pretty much a Yankee theme. So yeah, he's a big time Yankee fan.
well, that's cool. And it's Carmine's in Williamsburg.
Right, Carmine's in Williamsburg.
Now let's get down to the nitty gritty, Freddie. How's his pizza?
I love it. I mean, he's got a big selection. Obviously, you get your old school standard pizza, but there's all the any toppings you want. But what I really like, and he has this in the sports bar, is brick oven pizza. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
If you like brick.
Yeah, I was gonna bring that up to Shorty Boy about folding pizza.
Yeah.
Folding pizza. I was gonna mention to Sean, which I will, that with brick oven, I like to eat with a fork and knife. So
Yeah, but it's awesome. I mean, the way just how brick oven. Yeah, unfortunately, he don't have a coal oven because those are not allowed in the city anymore. You have to be grandfathered in for a coal oven. So he had one built by hand. I forgot where he bought it from, but these guys came in, spent the whole day building it by hand.
Wow.
In his sports bar, and no, it's great. I mean, the pizza, if you like that pizza, it comes out great.
Yeah, I love brick oven. Yeah. Used to be a joint down. I can't remember the name, but it used to be a joint down in the Wall Street area that I used to go to.
Right.
Quite often.
So, but no, I mean, I love his pizza. I mean, his food, his restaurant food is great. Also, nice selection. But no, the pizza there, it's up there. I know Brooklyn. Brooklyn's a tough crowd.
A lot of great pizzerias in Brooklyn. Yeah, I know. That's a lot of old school guys in there.
Oh yeah, a lot of old school. It's tough competition, but he holds up. He holds up well. This place is really great.
Yeah. All right, Freddie. I appreciate that because I knew you knew the place and I couldn't think of the name, and I was telling Sean I paused the recording for a second to get you on the phone because I knew you'd be able to fill that in. All right, thank you, buddy.
Good. Hey, good to talk to you. Thanks for having me on.
Okay, we'll see you soon, Fred. Thanks.
Okay, take care. Bye.
That was cool.
Yeah, his name is Fernando, so he's a true Italian.
Yeah, I'll say this before, but all I know is Carmine better be shipping us 2 pies each.
Yeah, well, no, I knew he loved that pizza, and I meant to call him before this podcast, and I forgot, to be honest with you. Had a hard day, Sean. It's a hard day.
Yeah, it worked out that he picked up. That's kind of cool that we can, in the future, maybe do something like that just to like get a whatever.
Yes.
Different opinion, perspective.
Satellite, yeah. But Freddie's a good man. Yeah, I love him to death. But but again, as he said, it's the neighborhood you're in will determine the kind of pizza, because you're not going to go, if you're living in Williamsburg, Brooklyn, especially in Brooklyn, you're not going to go to Astoria to get a slice of pizza,
No, the only thing is, the only way that you're going to do that is if, like, for instance, for me, I have some friends in Bay Ridge, right, which is the fucking bottom of Brooklyn, pretty much, you know. And like I'll, you know, go see my friends. Hey, we're gonna grab a slice of this, you know. Then you start trying different neighborhood slices because of the people that you know in the neighborhood. But I'm not driving to fucking Bay Ridge to get a slice of pizza. That's bananas.
No, but you just reminded me because I lived in Bay Ridge for a year when I was 18
You
years
did.
old.
I snapped that in there for you.
And there was some pretty goddamn good pizza there, but I can't remember the names. I'm sorry.
Yeah, me neither. But I've had a pretty good slice or two in Bay Ridge of the pizza there. So,
So
but the,
we're
yeah,
both in agreement already that you got to go out of Manhattan to get a good slice. I'm sure there's a good pizzeria in Manhattan.
yeah,
You know,
maybe in Hell's Kitchen or like a neighborhood in Manhattan. Not, you know,
yeah,
you're not
not a
going to
tourist area, and you're not going to get a good slice in Times Square. I'm sorry.
maybe down in the village somewhere in a side street in fucking mom and pop shop. You might get a good slice. You know.
Which I think is where the original Ray's was, if I'm not mistaken. But I had pizza
Yeah.
at Ray's, and it's, you know.
You know, there's and people will notice. I can't think of it. I've had. You ever watch the show Louis? The comedian Louis. Forget his last name. He had like a show on HBO or something.
Louis
And the
K.
intro was
CK.
yeah, Louis C.K. You
Yeah.
ever see his show?
No.
Well, the intro to the show was him riding the subway and then getting off. Maybe he got down by the village and there was a pizza shop. I've you know, on a couple of late nights, I've had slices there. I couldn't tell you if the slices are good or not, but like I think that's a decent slice.
Yeah.
Somewhere in the village there, but I'm not helping the story because I can't really remember it. But
Do you want to know where I had the worst? There's two places where I've had the worst pizza.
all right, you want to start with the bad? All right, let's go.
Well, I'm just throwing it out there. One, after a night of libations, we went, and this is my own fault for doing this. There used to be a pizzeria in the Staten Island ferry terminal.
Wow.
I know, right?
Wow. Woo. I know that term though. I mean, it's decent now, but in 1980, whatever, I'm sure it wasn't so decent.
No, it was not a good slice. Yeah. And then that's probably like in the top two. That's in the top two of the worst. But the worst I ever had was at Shea Stadium.
Oh, it's funny you say that, but go ahead.
Well, that's it. That's number one. It's always going to be number one. This is, I mean, I'm talking about in the confines of the city of New York.
Yeah, grabbing a slice.
I've had pizza in other places of the world that I'm not going to, I'm going to try to be fair and just stick it to the city of New York.
Yeah, it was a shit sandwich. I'm with you.
Oh my God.
City Field's pizza is garbage. But it's like, so City Field has like outside restaurants come in or, food companies that come in, they have like a storefront, whatever, a booth. And like, I forget the name of this pizza has changed its name every season. It's a new pizza spot, but I got it this past season. I'm like, oh, let me try. Let's grab a slice. It was horrendous. It was bad.
Field, really?
Yeah, it was bad. Yeah, like City Field.
Their game when they closed Shea and opened City Field, I thought they were going to try and open their menu game.
Oh, they did. The menu is a lot better. You can get like higher level stuff, but for some reason, if people know what I'm talking about, it's back behind center field. It's right back there, and it tasted like it was bad. I was like, wow, I haven't.
By the Shea Bridge, there's like a little mezzanine back there, right?
Yeah, by the Shea Bridge. Look at you talking City Field. Look at you.
Hey, a Shea is always going to be home. I'm one of them old school. I'm an old school guy.
Yeah,
Be home. But as I told our guest last week, Daniel Jude Miller, I knew where all the bathrooms were at Shea, which is important. But anyway, do you remember the name of the place? Is there a name on it? Or you don't want to throw it out there?
I can't think of it. It's like they're like a chain, I think. So it's almost like, in Manhattan, you get that fucking place, Sabaros.
Yeah.
Something like that.
That's
garbage.
That's the tourist thing too.
Yeah. Like I did Domino's back when I was in like college because it was $5.99 for fucking, you get like a pie, a soda,
and
breadsticks,
like 20 minutes and you're starving.
Yeah, it made sense. College there's no rules, but
Yeah, no,
Now,
we won't put the big chains in this conversation because number one, as you know, I'm always of the theory that it's the city of New York water supply that makes the food taste good. And
any
that,
type of any type of dough or bread, right?
yeah, that goes for bagels, goes for pretzels, goes for a lot of things.
Ooh, so that's because you were mentioning, and I looked it up. There was a pizzeria, whatever, in LA who literally has the New York water delivered to their storefront or store
Oh,
or
yeah,
whatever.
I looked that up too. In fact, I'll show you I have the webpage up in front of me. You want to see them?
I think it was called LBK or something. If I'm
Yeah, let me show you the webpage. Hold it. I have it right.
Ooh, sharing the screen,
I'm
sharing
getting
the screen.
technologically savvy, damn it.
Things are changing.
But it looks like an Italian restaurant. So it looks like he has, things other than pizza, but it is LBK, La Pizzeria Neapolitan.
It's amazing on that picture. You shave a couple pieces of cheese and throw some green shit on top, and everyone's like, "Ooh, special."
But the thing, and I think what makes him good, let me see if his, I don't know if he can see. Can you see these pictures?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
oh yeah.
But he does. He imports the water that he uses to make this stuff from New York. I think that's what he's known for, or she, whoever owns the place.
And so it seems like they're doing, and they have I think that's a brick. No, it's not a brick oven.
This
It's
one
not
here,
brick oven.
no, it's regular, but looks like it has a sausage.
I wouldn't,
Looks like a sausage topping or something. Yeah.
but it looks good. That looks like a good slice of pizza. You can kind of just tell.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
I'm going by the scale with this guy. Can you see where my cursor is?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going by the scale with this guy's hands. This is one of those personal pizza things.
Yeah, which is delicious. Thin crust personal pies are always good.
If he's importing his water from New York, it's probably like, $9 a slice or something.
Oh yeah. It's not. But like if you are a niche market and no one else is really doing that, you're gonna get people that are gonna buy it, which is great.
Yeah, well, next time I'm out there, I'm going to try and search him out. I don't think he's in LA. I thought it was somewhere else.
I thought it said Los Angeles, but maybe I'm wrong.
It might not. I might be wrong. Yeah. Studio City, California. I don't know where that is.
My buddy who lives in near LA, I can ask him.
Yeah. Sorry.
Like,
If anybody's from LA area and is listening to us, sorry for our ignorance, but I have no idea
yeah,
what Studio City is.
Yeah.
But getting back to Shea, I've had a slice maybe once at Shea, and it literally was like they put cheese on a piece of oak take. That's what it tastes like.
but that's that frozen shit,
And
right?
threw a handy wipe over it, like $15 for it.
Yeah.
It tasted like to me.
Have a good day, sir.
I know what oak tag tastes like, but if I knew what oak tag tastes like, I'd imagine it would taste like that slice.
I got you.
Mm.
Do you lean towards like a thin crust or a regular slice? You're a pep guy. You like something on the top. You just like a plain slice with Parmesan cheese and some hot peppers, the flakes. I mean, or you a Sicilian guy? What do you lean towards?
Well, again, that depends on the pizzeria, but
Well,
the type of topping.
That was a test.
Well, the only real toppings I like on a slice is pepperoni.
Gotcha.
If you're not going to have a plain pie, throw some pepperoni in there. We're good to go.
Would you ever just do a slice of pep though? I don't think I would. I don't think I do stuff like that. I just have a slice of pizza.
A slice of what? Without toppings?
Yeah, like let's say you go in for you grab a can of Coke and a slice. You're gonna put pep on it?
Oh, pepper.
No, pepper. I'm calling it pepperoni. Pepper. What, you gonna put pepperoni on just a plain slice, or you always getting plain?
Well, no, I might buy a slice with pepperoni on it.
Okay. I don't. I just don't. I don't know if I ever do that.
I wouldn't.
No, I'm not a.
I wouldn't put after it was cooked. I wouldn't throw the pepperoni on it. They got.
You don't bring.
Huh?
You don't bring your own pepperoni when you go to the pizza
Yeah,
shop?
I always carry it in my pocket. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's a good point you make, because I used to like, and I haven't done this in a long time, but I would throw garlic on it, oregano, pepper, you know, especially if it was a plain slice. I wouldn't do that so much if it was a slice with pepperoni, but if it was a
Yeah.
plain slice, I throw garlic on there, oregano,
Yeah,
pepper.
you got like the
Yeah,
5 different things.
yeah, the tray, a little bit of everything, a little Parmesan, throw it all on there. It's free. What the hell?
Yeah,
Yeah,
right. It's going to get like a slice of pizza, especially at a good spot. It's like a ritual, you know. You get your slice, you put whatever the hell you put on it. You got the little fucking napkins that are this big that don't really do anything.
yeah.
You got your can of pizza. I mean, can of soda, and you sit down. I don't remember the old boots, the old pizza boots, or fucking you barely fit in, and you get in there, and
Yeah, and
you
you
kind
fit
of
in there less when you're done eating, but yeah.
yeah.
But so yeah, so Shea Stadium will always be number one for the worst pizza I ever had.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of like a bad. There's been some. There's definitely some in Westchester. I'm not going to get into right now, but
Well, that's the
definitely
thing. I think in fairness, because I think New York City has the best pizza in the world. I know it came from Italy, but it's the Italians that came here that made it. It was originated in Italy, Naples, or somewhere over there. But
It was a hell of a.
hell of an invention, yeah. But yeah, it goes back. I don't know. It goes back to like the 500s AD. So who knew? But the hell was I talking about?
Well, the worst was Shea.
Yeah.
So I'll let you lead
Oh,
off. What are some
well,
of the?
that's what I was gonna say. We have a gentleman's agreement to exclude anything beyond, I'm not gonna talk about Boise, Idaho pizzerias, Sorry, but
But I will say there's this one spot in Westchester, and some of the people I know that listen to this, it's kind of down. It was not too far from where I grew up. It's called Napoli's or Naps,
and
and the guy that is right by where I grew up in Yorktown, Mohegan Lane.
oh, okay.
And like he was I didn't we'd always go there like in high school, grab a slice after hanging out on a Saturday night, grab a slice. And the guy, like he still fucking works there to this day. It's like he's like 90 and he's still making pizzas. But like you would go there and he would say, let me get a slice and a Snapple. And his routine was he would throw the drink at you. Like from the counter over to you, it's glass. Like I've seen people drop it, shatters everywhere. So you guy was a loser.
Everybody has to have a shtick, but that's not a good shtick.
Yeah. I don't think I ever dropped it, but but you going in there with like stress, like I got like I know it's coming, I gotta catch this.
Yeah.
But it's still open to this day, and it's a decent slice. I say that it's a decent slice.
Well, the thing about it is, and that's what Freddie was alluding to, these old school Italians that still churn out those pizzas. It's hard to compete against those guys.
Oh yeah.
They know what they're doing. They've been doing it for 50, 60 years. And, if you're one of them yuppie guys that starts a pizzeria, you got a lot of competition even today. They're still around, these guys. But that's what he's talking about. Carmine's holding his own. In Williamsburg, I'm sure there's a hell of a lot of competition for really good pizza.
Yeah, yeah.
See, well, before I get to my area, which was Pelham Bay, I was lucky. I was going to say, I lived for about, I don't know how long I was there, 15, 16 years in Pelham Bay. It was like 85% Italian, maybe 10% Greek, and me. So, I'll get to it later on, but we were blessed with a phenomenal amount of really good pizzerias in the Pelham Bay neighborhood. But you spent some quality time in Astoria. Now it probably still is like a mostly Greek neighborhood, or
I mean, there's definitely a Greek foundation to Astoria, but it's become so
diverse.
It's got everything, and like you'll see the Greek imprint, like if you're really paying attention, obviously it's there. But Astoria, I'll say this about Astoria, it's got good pizza. I wasn't wowed by Astoria pizza. It's got good pizza. There's one place that like I did some research. I looked at what's the top 15 in the story now. It's like number 9 on the list. But when I lived there 10 years ago, this place called Rizzo's was number 1, and I didn't get it. I was like, it's all right. I mean, it wasn't terrible, but I was like, there's a better place down the street called Polito's,
Yeah.
which is now higher on the list of the list I looked up. And I mean, there's just
if you feel like having a gyro, I would go to Astoria to get a gyro from the Bronx.
Would you?
Yeah.
All right.
Some of the best gyros I ever had was in Astoria.
Yeah. Story's definitely got that gyro Greek. Like I said, there's a foundation here of that, or in Astoria. But this place Polito's, their Sicilian slice, lights out.
Mhm.
Lights out. I mean, I haven't had it in probably over 5 years, but that was an awesome, like, good amount of sauce. The cheese was like, like a Sicilian slice. What's dangerous about it is if it sits around too long, the cheese gets like fucked up. Like the cheese, like it's not like it's a different type of cheese up top. It's not like a regular sliced cheese. It's like, I don't know how to put it, but if you eat Sicilian
pizza is a lot like coffee. You can tell when it was made just by tasting it. Like you could see how many hours ago it is.
Yeah.
I grew up in Parkchester in the Bronx, and one of the staples of my diet back in the day was a place called Valari's. No, well, two places, Valari's and Jerry's Pizza. Jerry's Pizzeria was right in the heart of Parkchester, and Valari's was right on Westchester Avenue, if you know the area. But Jerry's was damn good pizza. In fact, he's still around, Jerry. I think he retired, he's in Vero Beach, Florida. But yeah, he was an old school guy, So we were lucky to have Jerry's Pizzeria. But that was, how many meals do you eat in a week? It was a good percentage of it for me when I was a teenager. Was Jerry's Pizzeria. But I guess it's where you come from. Like, I don't want to touch on this too much, but if a guy that's making the pizza is not Italian, I'm not going to trust that slice.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, I don't even like getting a haircut from a guy that isn't 70 years old and Italian. It's just the way I grew up,
Now I grew up the same way. My first barber was an Italian guy who was like 65.
Yeah,
That's my first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't get too many of them anymore, but if it's someone other than an Italian guy making the pizza, it's gonna be in my head. I'm not gonna be able to get it out of my head if I'm eating that pizza.
Yeah.
But go ahead, give me what you got in terms of your favorite pizzerias.
Favorite pizzerias. I'm just gonna keep it to Astoria. Well, there's a place that I work in the Bronx that's solid. I'll explain. But Astoria, unfortunately, where I live right across the street, this place called I'm going blank. Jesus God. Anyway, my friends who listen are gonna be screaming at me that I can't remember the name of this place. But like it was right across the street from where I live, and they made the best margarita personal pie. Lights out. The guys
fill me in on what that is.
So it's like I think it's like an 8-inch. It's think about like 4
I know the personal pie size, but what's a margarita?
So it's like the sauce, a little bit of mozzarella over, throughout it, and then basil, and it's just like, it's delish, and it's like a very, very thin crust pizza. And I loved it. I used to get, and then get at the time it was probably like $8 to $10. You get your personal pie, grab my drink. It's a Friday night. I'm set. But I got to know the head owner, the cook, and he was this guy. He would cook everything from scratch. Everything was, but he passed away, and then the restaurant kind of just fell apart after that.
Yeah, that happens. Yeah, that's
yeah.
The problem,
Around the corner is place Rosario's. It's a deli, and this guy's like a real Italian guy, and like he quietly made pizzas and the first 2 years I lived there, I didn't even know. I'd be going to this deli getting like a sandwich or getting whatever, and then all of a sudden I'm like, you make pizzas? And the pizzas are lights. It's really good pizza, like lights out slice. And like, so it turned into like, I'm waiting for my sandwich, whatever. Now I'm getting a slice while I'm waiting. So it turned into this whole thing. So another place, Rosario's, was really good. And then Polito's I thought was the best Sicilian I've had.
Where's that? In
In
Astoria?
Astoria, but like on the other side, up by Steinway. Like where I lived was more by the park, Astoria Park. If you go, if you went north in Astoria, you would get up towards Steinway. Up there was like was Polito's, which was a great Sicilian slice.
Well, I remember the couple of times I hung out with you in Astoria. You lived not far from the beer garden, right?
Yeah, that's more on the western central side of
We
Astoria.
walked there. I remember walking there from your place.
To the beer garden.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was right down the block.
yeah, okay.
It was literally, if you were on my corner, you walked down to the end of the block to the next avenue, and that was right
But
there.
there was
It
a
like,
couple of trucks outside the garden, outside the beer, and you come out at 2, 3 o'clock, you're hungry.
yeah.
There were trucks. I can't remember if one of them was a pizza. I knew it was a hot dog guy there, but
Yeah, I mean that's a whole nother podcast. The food truck game in New York City like legit high level food.
oh yeah,
Yeah, it's
real good food from food trucks. Yeah,
yeah.
down the wall.
But
Used to go all the time.
yeah, so yeah, so but it's gotten to like a whole nother level. It's like it's like a big deal, food trucks, and at least it was before the pandemic. I don't know if that's still happening. But
Yeah, well, I would think that they would handle that pandemic stuff better than a brick and mortar place, maybe.
yeah, I would think so. I think that actually
You don't have to worry about seating people. It's a grab and go situation. So, but I
it's
hope
kind of ideal.
it's ideal for a pandemic. Yeah.
Yeah, it's ideal. So those are probably my top three. The name of Michelangelo's. Jesus Christ, that's the name of the pizza spot across the street from me.
You're safe. Your friends won't be.
Yeah, Michelangelo's. I hope I'm right. I think I'm right.
Or was it
Right.
the cheese? I can't remember.
But my good buddy who still who lives there, he would probably say, he wouldn't disagree with what my choice is. He'd be like, oh, that's good pizza. But I'm sure there's new pizza spots in the last 5 years that have popped up that are probably just as good. So, because Astoria's food game is, no matter what you get in Astoria, it's one of the best spots to get food, I would say, in that I've ever been in. I've traveled to places in the world. So.
Yeah, well, I used to date a girl that lived in Jackson Heights, but even though she was in Jackson Heights, we used to go to Astoria a lot to eat. Number one, they have a White Castle there by the 59th Street Bridge. And
Oh, yeah. I didn't tell it.
Yeah.
Look at you.
I
Look
went
at you.
I went to town on those gyros, and I don't remember the name of the place, but
Yeah.
in Astoria.
Yeah, the food's great.
Actually, yeah.
Yeah.
But again, that what you were saying about your top three proves the point we're both trying to make is it's neighborhood. It's whatever neighborhood you're in,
Yeah.
Like when I was a kid, I was living in Parkchester. It was Jerry's. And when we started hanging out in the bars, you got to be 18 for me at the time, 16, don't tell anybody. But anyway, we used to go to Valari's after drinking in the bar. And Valari's is right on. I don't know if you ever saw the movie, The Pope of Greenwich Village. You ever see
Is that good? I was gonna watch that.
Valari's has a cameo in that movie. But anyway, that was right around the corner of the bars we used to hang out in. So we, go there for a nosh,
Yeah, a little
As-
late night. How you do?
And again, Parkchester was a pretty diverse Italian, Irish, German when I was living there. But Pelham Bay, as I said before, when I first moved to Pelham Bay, I think it was 1996. So yeah, it was 96. So it was 14 years I was there. But we had some phenomenal pizzerias there. Right down the block from my house is a place which is no longer setting this up, because I actually have I'm going to share web pages, Sean. I'm like a technological. I'm on the cusp here.
Do it, man. Do it.
But I was looking up this place. It was called the Villa Barone, and
Listen, I've
you ate there.
I've been,
Came over my house.
I've been at the Ville, bro. For sure.
It's a top-notch slice there.
Yeah, that's also, my grandfather, my dad said that. I mean, I was going to Pelham Bay since I was a baby.
Yeah, that's where your father lived and.
I've had Villa Brome with them. I've had Villa Brome with you. So yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
well,
familiar.
I only lived there as an adult,
Yeah,
as I say, I grew up in Castle Hill and Parkchester. So, but anyway,
the
uh,
adult part's debatable, but all right.
yeah, I don't remember Castle. The only thing I remember about the pizzeria in Castle Hill, because I was a young kid, as we know, I'm
Yeah.
only 7 when I'm talking about being a young kid.
Yeah.
Um,
7.
yeah, I was
Yeah.
7.
Yeah.
The only thing I remember is I get a slice and a Coke for 25 cents.
Shh.
Yeah, man.
Imagine that now.
Yeah, it's hard to eat. It was in black and white. It was hard to eat it, but anyway, um, again, so as an adult, I moved to Pelham Bay in 1996, and we went immediately started going to the Villa Barone. I used to get off the train every Friday and grab a slice and a sausage calzone. And you talk about your Friday night was set. My Friday night was set.
There you
Sausage
go.
calzone and a slice from the Villa
Are you,
Barone.
are you are you doing a side sauce with that calzone? Or you eat not just like that?
No, I didn't even. They gave you a little sauce on the side, but I very rarely used it. I like to just you know throw a little pepper in there. I'm good to go.
You didn't use it?
I did occasionally, but very rarely.
Yeah.
But there was also a place on Buer Avenue, which is like a block and a half away, called Mi Familia, which was really good pizza. And I think they're closed. So the Villa Barone is closed. I don't know. I haven't been down there in a long time. I don't know if the neighborhood's changed. I couldn't tell you. Because I moved out of there in 2010. So a lot can happen in 11 years.
Yeah, for sure.
But so the Villa Barone is closed. I don't know if Mi Familia is closed or not. But the best out of the three, this third one is called Louis and Ernie's, which is I believe it's on Buer Avenue in Pelham Bay. You get off the Buer Avenue train station, you can walk there from there.
Gotcha.
And now this place is still in business, and out of those 3 that I just mentioned, and look at me, I'm gonna jack technology here. I'm gonna show you with the web page.
I've been waiting all day for this.
It's work. You know what? Where do you live now? Where do you live in Buttfuck, Westchester, somewhere? Where the hell do you live? On the Almonds or whatever, Croton on the Hudson.
Yeah, Croton on the Hudson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is worth the trip. This is worth a drive. Okay.
Well, I work in the Bronx, so I mean, it's
I'll
not
show
that.
you a
Not that.
picture. I'll show you the. Yeah. Well, this is definitely close from where you work. Yeah. Hold it. Can you see that?
Yeah, Louis and Ernie's.
Yeah. Have you have pizza there?
Where is that?
It's right on Buer Avenue in Pelham Bay in the Bronx.
I don't think so.
Well, you can look it up if you want. It's not going to help you with your taste buds, but I would highly recommend you take a ride there. It's worth it.
Is it
Number 1 in my lifetime? That's probably the best pizza I ever had in that joint right there.
wow?
Yeah, it's a little
Would you
hole
not?
in the wall, huh?
Would you now? When's the last time you had a slice there? Does it still hold up from the last time you had a slice?
I haven't had a slice there since I moved out of there. I haven't. I always joke because I live in, where I live in Dutchess County, New York. I haven't had a good slice since I moved out of the Bronx. But everybody
Yeah,
talks about,
me
oh,
neither.
this place is great over here. This place is great over here. You say, oh yeah, I'm sure it's good. I mean, I've had slices that were good, but it's a different
Yeah.
ball game when you get into the city.
Yeah, City Pizza that's the major leagues.
The what?
City Pizza. That's like Westchester Pizza. You're in the minors. You go to the city. That's the pros. You
Yeah,
go to
well,
the pros.
it's the boroughs of the city. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
you're
mean,
going to
I've
the
had
pros.
great pizza in Brooklyn. Told you I lived in Bay Ridge for a year.
Yeah.
And there are competitive areas in Bensonhurst, and like Freddie was saying before, Williamsburg, Bensonhurst, there's a lot of really good pizzerias. So it's hard to.
There's a spot in I can't remember the name of it, but I've had pizza in Carroll Gardens in Brooklyn. There was a spot like it was famous or whatever. People, it was talked about. It was a good slice. I remember that. So, but that was an ex-girlfriend of mine back in the day. Her sister used to live out there, so That's the reason why I had it.
Yeah. I'm doing, taking that off here.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
Hey, how are you? Welcome back. But anyway, in terms of where I lived, and I'll throw all 5 of them in there. So I'll take Villa Barone, Mi Familia, and I'll throw the old neighborhood pizzerias in there, Valari's and Jerry's Pizzeria and Louis and Ernie's. Louis and
Yeah.
Ernie's definitely number 1 out of those 5.
okay. That's your
my
number one.
story, and I'm sticking with it.
That's your number one.
Yeah.
It's not that it's sad, but I don't know if I have a number one spot. You know,
Yeah.
I would say because Brooklyn and the Bronx, I do agree, are known to have the better pizza. And even though I work in the Bronx, there's just one spot in the Bronx where the pizza is pretty damn good. But
What neighborhood is your school in?
I'm in Norwood, Bainbridge area.
Oh, okay. There's some good
like
pizzas in there.
yeah. It's not. Yeah, there's this one. It's called M&R, but I don't know if they changed the name. But like, I was gonna say, do you like sauce that's a little sweeter? Got some sweetness to it, or a little bit more?
Not too sweet, but
Okay.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, like people who know pizza, like there's like a little sweetness to it. A really good slice has a little sweetness to it.
Yeah. I kind of just like it or not,
Yeah. I got you.
But you talking about whatever toppings you said, the margarita pizza. What do you usually get with toppings?
I don't. I like if I'm with people, like let's say me, you, and there's a few of us, right? I get I'm people want to get like a meat lovers, people want to get a couple of meat things, people want to get I'm like, yeah, I'm cool, I'm in, I'm fine. And I like onions, but onions on a slice or a pizza, it's a lot because they just dump onions on the fucking pizza.
Yeah.
So like that's too much for me. But otherwise I'm pretty game. But for me, if I'm rolling solo, I'm getting a regular slice or a Sicilian. I'm just keeping it simple.
A plain slice?
Yeah, I might get 2 slices in a drink or a slice in a Sicilian.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Just one more thing about Louis and Ernie's. When we were talking about pizzerias at Thanksgiving, we had this conversation. That's why I wanted to do this podcast, because I wanted to explore this thing. I looked up, there's a guy, I think it's called Barstool Sports or something.
Yeah.
Do you know what his name is? Because I can't think of it at the moment. David Portnoy, Pizza Review. Yeah. I think he may have done a review of Louis and Ernie's. I didn't get a chance to really look at his page. He has a YouTube page. Yeah, it's called One Bite Pizza Reviews. That's the name of his YouTube page.
Yeah.
I thought I quickly saw a review of Louis and Ernie's, but I have to double check that. I'm not sure. But that guy, he's Jewish guy, right? From he's not from New York though, right?
He's a Boston guy.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's a Jewish guy, but I just know he's Boston.
Well, his accent is suspect. I'm sorry.
He's another Tom Brady guy, so fuck him.
Is he?
Yeah.
No.
Or
Well,
he was.
He from what I was able to scan, and I will explore his page further. He does go to other states, so he's in Jersey a lot, I watched a couple of his videos. They're interesting. He's a pretty funny guy, and he rates each of these pizzerias, It seems like most of it's from New York, but I thought I saw one from like Denver. I don't know. Would you trust a slice from Denver? I don't know.
No, I would eat a slice in Denver in a pinch. I'm
Yeah.
hungry. I got $5 in my pocket. I'm right standing in front of it. Yeah, I'll get a slice. Like I'm fucking starving. I need to eat. But like otherwise, I'm not looking for a Denver slice.
Yeah. Well, one of your cousins, whose name I won't mention, but it's Christopher. When he was a kid, you remember he moved to Florida for a while.
I visited him. Yep.
He lived in Vero, and I went down there, and he's like, "I got to take you to this place. This guy's from Brooklyn. The pizza's phenomenal." He moved down here from Brooklyn. Hey, take it easy. Let's go. I lost a friggin' tooth on this slice. But anyway, I don't trust pizza that's on the other side of the George Washington Bridge. That's the way I am. I'm sorry.
Or below the Verrazano.
But I've had pizza in Jersey, which isn't bad, you know. But like you said, in a pinch, you know.
Yeah, in a pinch, even so, like now that being in Westchester, like I don't really get too much pizza because there's not it's not great. I'm not like wowed by the pizza up here, but whatever. It is what it is.
Well, you know as well as I do, after this conversation, I'm not gonna have a ham sandwich for dinner tonight.
You probably get like I see. I'm not gonna get a slice of pizza, but I'm pretty sure on Friday I'll probably be getting some pizza.
But I'll ruin all my credibility if I tell you where I'm getting the pizza. But you beggars can't be choosy sometimes. So there
I
goes.
think I'm gonna.
There goes.
I think I'm gonna try. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go.
I was gonna say there goes that pinch. In a pinch, this is the pinch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is the pinch.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about maybe going to Louis and Ernie's on Friday. Right from work, pick up a slice or two.
Yeah. How far is Pelham Bay from Bainbridge? Yeah.
I mean, it's
What's the road?
yeah, I got-
Bronx, you're by off the Bronx River?
off the Bronx River, or so. I would have to take Gun Hill and cut across.
We'll cut across the 95 South, get off at Pelham Bay Park,
Yeah.
and then you'll be
But
coming.
on a Friday at 4:30, I don't know if I want to do that.
Oh yeah, it'll take you minutes, mere minutes. Go under the yellow, make a left on Bureau Avenue.
Just Gun Hill itself will take an hour.
What time do you get out of work on Friday?
I got b-ball practice, so about 4:30.
4:30, you'll be having a nice, delicious slice about 8:50.
Yeah, so that's fine. Yeah. So it's a good thought. I mean, maybe if I convince them to deliver to my store or my school.
Yeah.
Uh,
Or maybe some podcast in the future will explore why the hell you can't get a good White Castle. I mean, the Bronx has like 4 of them. I don't know. There's no White Castles up where I'm at.
I think that's solely a city thing now. Now White Castle. Listen, the only time I've eaten White Castle was a late night exploration, right? It's 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning. Anyone who doesn't know White Castle, it's a fast food burger joint in the city. It's open 24 hours, I believe, or at least it's open at 4 in the morning. That I know. And they have these fucking craver cases. These mini burgers. You get 30 fucking burgers. You and your 3 buddies and 5 things of fries, and everyone gets a drink. And then the next day, you're miserable. You're miserable the next day.
Yeah, but if you you don't drink anymore. You're on that wagon. Yeah.
Yeah.
Army surplus wagon. But you put a stew on until like 4 in the morning. The bartender kicks you out. White Castle fits pretty good.
Oh, it's amazing. But then the next day,
The next day, you got to suffer anyway. You might as well go all the way.
Then
if you're gonna have, you might as well have a stomach ache too.
Yeah. So and then you clear yourself out, and then you get your bacon, egg, and cheese.
Oh, you're the one to put me on to that thing, and I want to tell you, I was 180 pounds before you told me that, but yeah, no.
Listen,
See, that's the other thing.
was a
Yeah, I don't want to get into it because we're probably over an hour already, but I haven't had a good bacon, egg, and cheese since I moved out of the Bronx either, but that's another story. Bacon, egg, and cheese roll. Bacon, egg, and cheese on a roll with a cup of coffee is all you need to defeat your day, man.
Absolutely. No, you're right. Like, so for me, I'm not a coffee guy. So for me, it was bacon, egg, and cheese, salt, pepper, ketchup.
Yeah,
salt, pepper, ketchup.
I'm not a ketchup guy. So maybe salt, pepper, but I never put any of those 3 things on there. But
and then if I'm feeling devilish, double egg, salt, pepper, ketchup.
Okay.
And then
the arteries start to loosen up. You got to get it tightened up again.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, so now I'm hungry. Did you eat dinner?
I did not. I cooked last night, so I have leftovers for tonight. So I'm pretty straight.
All right. Well, I'm definitely gonna have pizza after this. I'm gonna shut this down and
Is it?
I'm not telling you where the hell I'm getting this pizza from.
It's in a pinch. I got you. In a pinch.
But I will say a lot of I don't know what happens between up here and New York City, but I always talk about New York City water being the key ingredient to the water comes from up here. So I don't know.
Yeah, it does. Yeah,
Along
everyone's
the line, it gets a little, maybe something in the pipes or they throw fluoride in or whatever the hell they're throwing in there.
little leady, low chemically.
Yeah.
Shoot it.
So, but anyway, it doesn't translate, at least pizza doesn't translate well north of Yonkers. I'm sorry.
Supposedly, because I used to, when I was living in Queens, people were like, oh, New York City water is some of the best water you can get from the tap. And it was good. And I heard at one point they were thinking about bottling it and turning it into like a fucking product. New York City bottled water.
Well, somebody must be because they have to ship it to that guy in where the hell was it? Radio City, California, whatever it was called.
Yeah, Los Angeles, Studio City.
Studio City, yeah. But he's a
Yeah.
smart guy because it's a shtick, and I'm curious how the food tastes there.
The menu looked great. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, oh, I would definitely go there if I was.
Well,
if I lived there.
he's on the right vein. He's importing his water from New York,
Yeah.
So I'll tell you a quick story. I know we're over an hour, but Schaefer beer.
That's all right.
I think I might have mentioned this in a previous podcast, but Schaefer beer used to be. Take it easy. Schaefer.
That's some terrible. All right, go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm talking about back in the day. I'm talking about like the 60s. All right.
Yeah. When you
Schaefer
were
beer
7.
used to be the #1 beer in America.
Yes, I did know that.
They used to brew their beer in Brooklyn.
Okay.
To save money on taxes or whatever the hell they moved to Pennsylvania in, I think, 1972. Now, where's Schaefer beer now?
It doesn't exist, right?
Well, maybe I don't see it in any stores, but it used to be the #1 beer in America. And then they moved out of Brooklyn, and
They weren't using the water.
and their company went right to shit. And it's because of the water, I'm telling you.
That was in college, because you needed to make $5 be your whole night of drinking or whatever. And in the 90s, you could do that. It was Schaefer beer and Jenny's, it's like Summer Brew or Jenny's Brew, whatever. You get 24 cans for like $3.99 or some fucking shit like that. Disgusting. But when you're 18 and you're looking to get a buzz.
Well, I don't think it was as disgusting when they brewed it in Brooklyn, is all I'm trying to say.
Yeah, probably not. Yeah.
But anyway, so I wanted to get that off my chest. You put that nugget in my head. We were talking about pizza on Thanksgiving. I don't know why the hell we were talking about pizza on Thanksgiving, but we were.
I don't know. Yeah.
Your sister-in-law certainly served up a nice turkey and all the fixings. And
it was a delicious Thanksgiving dinner.
And as usual, you get there and she has this huge coffee table filled with shrimps and cheeses and salmon, whatever the hell she has on it. By the time dinner's like, oh, geez. But I was well, I was gonna say I was smart this time. I stopped all the shrimp stuff about an hour and a half before dinner.
Yeah. I tried to, but then all of a sudden my hand just keeps throwing stuff. I'm also, I'm like, I'm still eating? Like, you just don't even realize you're doing it sometimes.
I know. So it's one of those first world problems, though,
Yeah.
So, and also, well, actually, by the time this airs, Hanukkah will be over, but happy Hanukkah to our Jewish friends out there.
Happy Hanukkah.
This is day, today's Tuesday as we record this. So this is day 2.
3?
It might be
2 or 3.
I think it was sundown Sunday, maybe. I don't know. But happy Hanukkah. And got Christmas coming up also. And whatever the hell else, Festivus or whatever.
Yeah, these days I just say happy holidays if I don't know the present.
I say Merry Christmas, but that's another story.
Yeah, that's right.
All right. So God bless you, lad. And we'll see you next week. We have the world's biggest celebrity as a guest on our show.
We're going big time.
Big time is the world's biggest celebrity. And it'll be the way we end our season 1, which was very eventful. I think we learned a lot and we had a real good time. I think I did anyway. Had a
Yeah,
real
I did it for sure.
season one. Yeah.
Listen, we keep coming back. We keep coming back and we keep doing it. So something's happening.
Yeah, well, we learned a lot about how to podcast, but we also learned a lot from the guests we had. I thought by and large, if not virtually every single one of them, I learned a lot from every single guest we had.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
And so we have a fitting end to season one. And I'll reiterate now, we're starting season two. We'll take a couple of weeks off for the holidays, for Christmas. Thank you. And New Year's. And we'll come back on January 8th with a live show. So get your suit and tie out of them cleaners, man.
Just so you know, that's also Elvis Presley's birthday. So that makes sense.
January 8th?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, he's not alive anymore, so.
No, so but we're going live on the King's birthday. That makes sense.
Yeah, well, he doesn't return my calls, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that'll be 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll be on, I think, to exhaust that great technology that I have. I think it'll be on Facebook and YouTube. So
Oh, it's gonna be amazing.
it'll be fun.
Yeah.
All right, and thank you to Freddie for jumping in on the phone and giving us all the info about Carmine's. And
I forgot about.
comment below if you have a better, you take a pizzeria, your favorite pizzeria, even if you're in Boise, Idaho, throw it out there. We'll look at it. And we'll fly right out to Boise if it's real good. You know.
I was gonna also say, make sure you enjoy your in a pinch slice tonight. I hope that you enjoy those slices.
Yes, you'll never be able to get me to say publicly where I'm going to get this pizza, but it's in a pinch. All right,
Yeah.
brother. Well, that was an interesting, it got my appetite up anyway.
All right, T.
We'll talk to you next week with the world's largest or biggest celebrity.
Yeah.
Take care, Shawnee boy.
You too, T.